Let me go back and read Isaiah chapter 14, verse 3, beginning at verse 3 again. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How has the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? You go back to the head of gold spoken of in Daniel chapter 2. That creature was turbo and driven. In other words, the richest nation upon the earth. When he said golden city, it's the richest nation upon the earth because it was created by a head of gold. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He has smote the peoples in wrath with a continuous stroke. He has ruled the nations in anger. His anger is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yes, the fir tree rejoices at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon saying, Since thou art laid down, no belly is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirs up the dead for thee, and all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their throne all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pumps is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels, and the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my thrones above the stars of God. I will sit upon the mount of the congregations in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High, which is God. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisons? All the kings of the earth, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as a remnant of those that are slain, thrust to with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy peoples. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Okay, the Proverbs is against the United States of America. America became Lucifer. Why do I say this? And how do I know? The United States of America is the only nation upon this earth, have a space station. He have created for himself an environment that he may go up on the brink of the earth. Not as a scientific expedition, but as a man of war. This is the first prophecy I can see about the space station. Now, what he did was he created him an environment and a habitat where he can send peoples upon the brink of the earth. This is the other part that's spoken of in Ezekiel. He made a covenant, you see there, with death and hell. So reading this out of the prophecy of Isaiah, you know the war over there in Afghanistan and Iraq is not centered by God. It's not there for the place of redemption of both the United States and Afghanistan, Iraq, and everything over there. What I'm trying to say is, it's not a godly act, but to turn his peoples over to the sinister mind that they believed in, other than the mindset of God, who they failed to believe in. They kept transgressing the law of Moses throughout the history. And this time, the infrastructure of the United States of America is dwindling, and it will not rebound, because this is the day of judgment from our Lord God and Savior Jesus Christ. These are the revelations spoken of in time about Judgment Day. Now, reason I wanted to bring you to that part is to take you to this part. What I want to do today, I want to trace the history of Abraham and Alexander the Great up until this part. I created some notes to give you. Some you can go back and you can, as reference, you can study the Bible, and some you can take, and I'm going to speak concerning these here because I have created messages to tell you and show you why God did some of these things, that we may understand His Word. Excuse me, this is T. Now, leading up to this part of Bible prophecy, I created a chart. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, had two witnesses for us to go by, and one of them was myself, who lived by the Spirit of Moses, and one of them was John the Baptist, who lived by the Spirit of Elijah. Jesus Christ, Bible Prophecy 2010, October part 30, Monday, Exodus 25, 8-21. 22. Jesus Christ will commune. What it tells you that the Ark of the Covenant, where Jesus Christ will speak and talk to the people, He will speak from them through between the two cherubims spoken of in Genesis 25. Let me see, make sure I got that right. Exodus 25, 8-22. He tells us that He was going to commune with the people, speak concerning these in these later days between Isaiah the prophet and Moses.